Hello, hello.
Good evening to you. State of SRC address by the President of the Student Representative Council, His Excellency Samuel Batia Santi, on 20th February 2023. Mr. Speaker, it is with great honor and privilege to be here with you in this August House, the WIEC Parliament House, for the second time in the 2022-2023 academic year to perform and fulfill my constitutional mandate by delivering to the State of the SRC address to the honorable members and the entire respected students of our great institution. By protocols and show of gratitude, I acknowledge the presence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, yet to be sworn in, the member of the Judicial Council here present, SRC Executive, Judicial Council members, honorable members present, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Mr. Speaker, I come before you as a gentleman of the land, forged from relentless beliefs of the masses, tutorship of this great institution, and values of our great nation. Mr. Speaker, I'm not oblivious that there are still great and pressing issues that needs to be done. I wish to reiterate that the new dawn and genuine change that students have long yearned for is here and ready to deliver as promised. I took over office as President of the Student Representative Council on 27th May 2022 and took an oath of office to protect and defend the SRC Constitution and to also serve the needs of students in various sectors ranging from students' welfare, academics, security, health, sanitation, sports, and entertainment. On this note, I wish to cast our minds back to the successes chalked in these sectors. Mr. Speaker, the SRC, in collaboration with the Student Loan Trust Fund, was able to organize a webinar on how to access the student loan. This webinar and further engagement with the Student Loan Trust Fund enabled about 128 students of our university to access and receive their fund. This came as a relief to many who could not have afforded to pay their fees. During the exams week, SRC was also able to support about 8 students by paying their fees to enable them participate in end of semester examination. We also engaged effectively on the disciplinary committee to defend students who were alleged to have been caught in examination malpractice. The SRC also made keen and laudable contributions during the university's council meeting last semester, taking consideration the need for the university to introduce exchange programs for students to take advantage of. This is currently in the pipeline, and I'm optimistic that something good will be announced to the students by management in the near future. Mr. Speaker, on academics, the SRC made a clarion call on management to ensure proper supervision of lecturers, attendance to classes, and the need for the school to purchase the commercial Zoom package to contain large classes during the online session. We also notified management on the need to release students' end of semester results on time to enable students know their fate and those who unfortunately may have referrals to register and resit those courses on time. Not forgetting the call for timely release of end of semester timetable that is also friendly to enable students prepare themselves adequately for the end of semester examination. Mr. Speaker, the SRC further organized freshers orientation for freshmen and women, where important dignitaries were invited to guide them on how to improve in academics, how to calculate grade point average, and how to maintain their GPA in a good sound to enable them graduate as first-class students. Mr. Speaker, there were some incidents of theft and robbery cases among students last semester. On this note, SRC engaged management extensively on student safety and security. This led to management inviting the police to educate students on security and safety tips. This particular initiative was extended to the business community around the university. Mr. Speaker, we delivered on our promise of making sports and entertainment on campus attractive to all students. As part of the Akwaba Week celebration last semester, we organized the Interfaculty Fun Games, which is the first of its kind at the Medina Astrotef. It was so refreshing to see the talents we have amongst us. Aside discovering the talents and potentials of students in the area of sports, the students also used the opportunity to network and make new friends from other faculties. The WIEC men's football team formed during the Interfaculty Games on Saturday, 11 February 2023, participated in an inter-university fun game organized by Nexus Pro Sports, and emerged second out of 6 participating universities. We shall be participating in another inter-university fun games on the 24th February 2023 at Lancaster University, and I can assure you all that we shall emerge victorious at the end of the tournament. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to inform this august house that we promise to execute some projects which would inure benefit to students. We have successfully procured 10 outdoor picnic benches and 5 tables for students to relax their leisure hours and also to host their visitors on campus. This project has actually come handy, and students are making good use of these outdoor picnic tables and benches. Mr. Speaker, this particular administration has also constructed an office complex which is made up of 2 additional office spaces to create a place of convenience for other SRC executives and appointees who currently do not have office space to discharge their duties to students. This initiative has become necessary because it has finally solved the perennial, or is coming to solve the perennial challenge of officers not having a desk to operate, hence making some of the executives inaccessible to students when they are needed. I wish to inform you that we are 95% done with the office construction, and we shall commission the new office complex when fully completed in the coming weeks. Mr. Speaker, please kindly permit me to draw inspirations from the late Kofi Annan, as he said, and I quote, "We are not only all responsible for each other's security, we are also in some measure for each other's welfare. We need to create an equitable world that is stable, and a world where we bear in mind the needs of others, and not only what we need immediately. We are all in the same boat," end of quote. These solemn words by the late Kofi Annan sets the direction of our path as students of this great university. Whether we do today yield results for us all, therefore, the welfare of everyone should be our priority and a collective responsibility. Mr. Speaker, SRC is much aware of the poor internet access on campus. Students on a daily basis find it difficult to access the Wi-Fi. For this reason, SRC engaged management on the expansion of the Wi-Fi bandwidth. Management has made enough progress by signing an agreement with Vodafone Ghana to expand the Wi-Fi bandwidth. Hopefully, by the end of the second week of March, the expansion of the Wi-Fi bandwidth will be completed. In this same vein, SRC has reached out to Vodafone Ghana on how students can be given a leverage when it comes to data consumption. Vodafone Ghana is ready to offer us their tertiary bundle at a subsidized rate to enable students afford. The tertiary bundle offer comes in different rates with different packages. A classical example for the purpose of giving you a clear impression of what the package entails, i.e., 15 Ghana cedis, 18 pesos will offer you the following: 500 minutes on net calls, that is to Vodafone numbers, 40 minutes of net calls to other networks, 4 gigabyte data, 500 megabytes social media data, 75 SMS, and unlimited calls among the closed user group. Thus, students on the offer can make unlimited calls among themselves. This implies that 15 Ghana cedis, 13 pesos gives you the above stated offer for a month and subject to monthly renewal by the university. Just opposing this to the amount of money we spend on data on a daily basis, one can state without equivocation that this package will serve as a leverage to students. On this note, I wish to appeal to my beloved students to kindly make time to study the policy document when made available, to enable us make an informed decision and enable SRC execute this brilliant initiative. Mr. Speaker, on the aspect of sanitation and washrooms, we have had extensive discussion with management on some innovations that will help address this enigma. We have proposed for cleaners to be made available during the evening session to keep the washrooms clean for the evening students. I would also use this opportunity to appeal to the conscience of all honorable members on the need for SRC to also commit some funds to purchase detergents and tissue papers to augment what management is already doing. Also, we admonish students to make good use of the SRC interactive platform, that's Wisconsin Connect, with students to notify SRC whenever there is shortage of water in the washrooms or if there are any inconveniences with the washroom so that we can quickly intervene. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it is said, and I quote, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and every journey has an end." End of quotation. We are in the second lap of our one-year tenure, and for that matter, we have to put in more efforts and energy to end on a good note. Mr. Speaker, as part of this semester, we shall be having our 20th SRC Week celebration, the Maiden's Chancellor's Day celebration, SRC Excellence Award, Miss Wisconsin, an excursion to Bunsu Eco Park, and the SRC elections to elect new set of leaders. I'm using this medium to invite and call on the over 5,000 students of Wisconsin International University College, Ghana, to come out in their numbers and participate actively in all the activities outlined. Penultimately, Mr. Speaker, I wish to re-echo to the hearing of all and sundry that the delay in release of end-of-semester results and fee payment with penalty deadline are the core issues that bothers me and my executives the most. As stated earlier in our communique to students regarding deadline of fee payment, SRC petition management on the need to extend the penalty deadline to additional 2 weeks. Post-submission of the said petition, we engaged extensively with management to do the needful, but they failed to extend the date for registration. However, we have submitted a second petition again through the Dean of Students Affairs to the registrar, stating that management, on the other hand, have equally failed students when it comes to making provisions to foster fee payment and course registrations. Hence, students should not be blamed entirely and forced to bear the harsh decision, that's penalty payment imposed on students. I reiterate that management has failed students because we have just only 2 modes of fee payment. It's either you pay in person at the bank and submit the deposit slip to the accounts unit, or you pay via Momo and still submit the proof of payment in person at the accounts unit. Students' population keep increasing on a daily basis, and for that matter, more innovative measures should be implemented to solve this enigma. We as SRC propose the following to management in our second petition. Management should introduce early registration of courses. It implies that opportunities should be created for students to pay their fees and register their courses 2 weeks before school opening officially, instead of the current practice where you can only pay your fees but cannot register your courses until school resumes. This method is practiced in UCC, Legon, KNUST. This, when implemented, will ease the perennial congestion at the accounts unit. The OC system should be linked to the account database so that students, after paying their fees in person or via Momo, can sit at their various places of comfort and register their courses personally without going through the usual hassle. This, when implemented, will be the game changer when it comes to course registration. This will go a long way to help the evening and weekend students. Many a time, this group of students are disenfranchised, as at the time they get to campus, faculty officers have either closed or are off duty on Sundays. Meanwhile, these students are expected to meet the 2 weeks period allocated for fee payment without attracting penalty. The 2 weeks period should be extended to additional 2 weeks, making it 4 weeks before attracting penalty. This plea is vital because of the harsh economic situations across all sectors. These concerns have been delivered to the registrar through the Dean of Students Affairs. Our preliminary feedback is that our concerns will be tabled for deliberation during the next academic board meeting. Mr. Speaker, on the delay in release of results, we're informed that lecturers are done marking and have keyed in the results for it to be integrated onto the OC system while we await our mentoring universities to come for the post-moderation exercise. Management is working assiduously with the mentoring universities to complete the post-moderation exercise so that students can have access to their results to ease their anxiety. On this note, I admonish all students to remain calm and resolute whilst we continue to push harder for the release of results in the coming weeks. Mr. Speaker, SRC will not renege until the results are released. Mr. Speaker, permit me to make this passionate appeal to honorable members here present that my able Vice President will step in for my financial controller who is not in a good state of health for some time now, with the support of council members to lay before Parliament the budget for the second semester of the 2022-2023 academic year to enable us execute projects and programs outlined for the semester. Please kindly come on board with an open and clear mindset and kindly peruse and approve the budget. I'm counting on your continuous and unflinching support. Mr. Speaker, in my acceptance speech as President and leader of the Student Representative Council, I solicited for the incontrovertible support of my council and the entire student body to make our reign a success. However, I also stated that never, and let's never be afraid to do what is right, especially if the well-being of a person is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict on our souls when we look the other way and compromise with truth. It is for this reason that the system will be sanitized under my watch. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, it is worth noting that my executives and I have taken an oath to serve and be accountable to the students. The sacredness of this oath demands that students' interests become our major priority. I've signed a social contract with the discerning students of this great university. Therefore, the Batia Samuel Santi-led SRC administration is anchored on building a strong student front with the welfare of students our topmost priority. Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once said, and I quote, "Action without thought is empty. Thoughts without action is blind," end of quote. Therefore, we are passionate about the well-thought-through genuine change policies, and we intend to implement every single one of them. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, thank you all for your enormous support from day one till date. Today, as I have presented to you all, is my last State of SRC address. I must say it is so refreshing and a rare privilege to always be in this august house of great minds. Mr. Speaker, I would once again pledge to give out my best in making this university soar like the eagle and remain the brightest jewel in Ghana's tertiary education crown. Thank you for your attention, and may Allah bless us all. Long live WIEC, long live Ghana, long live Africa. I remain your humble servant. Thank you very much.
Comments from the just ended or just the speech just given by the president. Any comments? Comments. As the president take leave of us. No comments. Okay. Honorable Nanayo.
Hello. The Speaker, the House, good evening. I'm very impressed with the President's State of the SRC address, and so far so good. Coming into office, we've seen done, and must confess that they are doing a good job, and they should keep it up. He has already touched on the issue of following up on results, which has been very present for continuing students. And we are hopeful that, per his words, such resolutions would be reached far quick enough so that we will know our academic standings properly. So on that note, Mr. President, thank you very much and wish you well.
The Speaker, the House, a special good evening to all of us. And I want to take this opportunity to wish ourselves a happy new year. I think this is the first time we are meeting as a house, and it delights me to see all of us and our very able president for delivering on the mandate that he took up last semester as the president of this August University. First of all, I must say that looking at the work that the SRC is doing, any student at all in his or her right mind will say, I mean, they are doing a good job because the things that they are doing is visible enough for all of us to see. And for that, we congratulate the entire administration and the students for their support. Secondly, I would want to talk about touching on the president's speech. He made mention that there are a couple of things that the administration is trying to make sure it is done. But in his speech, I didn't hear some of the challenges, which all of us, we know. I don't know if the administration does not see that as a challenge pertaining to the performance of his appointees and also some of the SRC executive. As a way of contributing to, I cannot add words to what His Excellency the President have said, but I'm just trying to choose my words very carefully. If the President maybe through some other means, as in addressing the House, we believe that this is the highest decision-making body of the student. And if there are challenges with people that the student body have voted for, it is in this House that we are supposed to talk about. So as he's addressing us, he should let us know where the challenge is, because we all know and we can see. So the president not touching on that, I find it quite problematic. And I believe that going forward, the president will address us on some of these challenges because it's very important to the student body. These are some of the answers. These are some of the questions we need answers to. So I would end it here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Any other comments? Honorable Smiler. Because we are streaming, so we want you to get a mic.
Mr. Speaker and the House, very excellent speech by the President, His Excellency Santi. But there has been one problem that day in, day out, the student body keeps on complaining about. And my good friend, Fifi, I think last semester there was a problem concerning the JCR. even on most of the school platforms, we're hearing so many comments about JCR, students not being able to access it, others with so many write-ups. But I didn't hear His Excellency commenting on that one too. So I just want to put it across so that maybe next meeting something can be done about it, and then maybe you will know the state of the JCR and who are operating it and how students can get access to it. Because it has been a place where most of us go there to have our leisure time. But sometimes when you go there, you find out that certain things are not in order. And sometimes who to ask becomes the problem. And then my next issue too is back to Honorable Samuel Apiache's issue. Now that we've discovered this thing that he was and now he is not, what is SRC going to do, or things that you've put in place so that you'll be able to know, those of us who represent so many associations, class, and other things, we are really students representing the various courses, or there are still imposters among us? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Any other comments? Okay. So, without no comments, per Article 5, the legislative body, I don't see the president to be part of the legislative body. So, thank you, Mr. President, for your service. And then the Clerk of Parliament will lead him and see him off. Thank you for the service to the students of Wisconsin. And then we'll continue with parliamentary businesses. Right. So, to the next agenda on the agenda paper. But before we go there, I would want to exercise certain powers or remind ourselves on the SRC Constitution and then other issues in the Ghanaian Constitution as well. Article 5(4)(b) of the SRC Constitution 2017 as amended 2021. Parliament has the power to sanction any member of an association, organ, or institution of the SRC. And then it had come to my notice on certain activities of certain members of the SRC. As it stands now, Article 5 of the SRC Constitution, Article 5(1), lists members of Parliament, and then we realize that the External Affairs President and Secretary are supposed to be members of Parliament. We have the Women's Commissioner being part of Parliament, Chairman of all halls, all hall presidents and their secretaries, chairman of committees are all supposed to be members of Parliament. As it stands now, the External Affairs Secretary and President are at large. The Women's Commissioner is at large, but I see the Deputy will come, who will be giving answers to that. I see only 4 hall presidents out of 6. 1 hall secretary here. 5 are at large. I see only 1 committee chairman here, and I don't see the rest. These are acts of indiscipline. They are so distasteful, and then they don't go with the letter and spirit of the Constitution. You swore an oath in the transition provisions of the Constitution to protect the Constitution and then serve the students of the SRC. And I don't see these things to be in tandem with the oath that you took. So, after this meeting, an official letter of caution will be sent to them to give reasons why they've been absent and they've been at large on the duties they are supposed to perform. Reasons, because we went for a football meeting and then the external affairs president and secretary were absent, but they were in their office enjoying air conditioning and loud music. So by virtue, we are going to issue a letter from Parliament to them to give answers. If they are not being answered, Parliament would emulate the Ghanaian Constitution Article 293 and issue a writ against them to show cause why they shouldn't be removed out of office. So that is that. Moving to the next agenda, we are looking at the swearing in of the Deputy Speaker. And the SRC have written to us for Honorable Enoch Alabi Numowoko. I think the name is like that, right? Numowoko. Okay, whatever. It's a noun, anyway. So, to be sworn in as the Deputy Speaker. But under Article 5 of the Ghana SRC Constitution, Article 5(3), the functions of the SRC Parliament is to scrutinize all members who are being appointed to boards for approval. So, therefore, can you rise, Mr. Alabi? Let's see you and take questions before he will be either we approve for him to be sworn in. But are you afraid of the yeah? Okay, thank you. All right, so that's. Do you mind telling us your name and where you are coming from? Who are you? We have to be sure you are also not an imposter anyway. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, the House, thank you so much for this privilege. My name is Enoch Alabi Nyamowoko. I am a politician. I have a background in the media. I was once a journalist on one of the media houses in the country. I come from Bong Katamanso constituency, and I'm a key player in my constituency as far as politics is concerned. So we believe in political business. I'm level 200 HAPA, IT student of Wisconsin International University College. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any comments? Prior to that, I would want to draw your attention to the SRC Constitution. Again, I don't know. I today be like the law come plenty. Article 1 of the SRC Constitution, I think 1B, that the SRC shall be apolitical. So, yeah, politician, I would want to understand, is it student politics or mainstream politics you won't play? Like, we have to... Please, you address the chair, and this is not a chorus. So you address the chair, you rise. Either you come under a point of order, point of information. You can't order the speaker anyway. You have to know that one too. Yeah, have the floor.
Well, you were asking me to tell the House who I am, and I believe my profession is also important in this case. That's why I told you. I'm into politics. That's my profession. And I'm not doing politics on Wisconsin campus. No. I'm doing general politics as far as the Ghana Constitution is concerned. And with SRC, as our Constitution says, it's not about politics. I won't do politics when I step in here. But when I go outside, my profession will proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Any question for our honorable speaker politician? Yes. Honorable Fifi, let me hear you. Yes, let's take his order first. Let's listen to his. Let's listen to the point of order he's coming from. Then we can take it from there. You address the chair, please. Thank you. Let's continue. Your order. Let me know your order.
This gentleman here came to tell us that this is his profession, this is what he does
For a living.
for a living. He didn't tell you that I'm an NDC person. He didn't tell you I'm an MPP person. I can be a politician and be a political activist. Freelancer, baby, I'm Ogi. And if I am sworn in as deputy speaker, I'll be bound by the black and white things in the book.
Yeah.
So I won't do something that tomorrow somebody will penalize me for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Let me provide some guidance to the House and also establish certain set laid down precedents. As students of the law and the honorable council, actually, soon to be council, you are supposed to be somebody that within the law, yes, with precedence, with precedence.
So when it's expressly stated,
yes,
don't do otherwise.
yes. So now I'm coming. No. I'm providing guidance to the House. So no, you address the chair, and the chair, if the chair is on floor, you allow the chair to speak, and I have the platform.
It's your house.
Yes, one house. The Constitution states membership of the SRC should be all registered students. Now, when you are looking at judicial interpretations, legal interpretations of the law, as I'm just addressing you are going to use the clear definitions of words, rule-based reasoning, existing general rules, and whatsoever. Now, the question is, registered student, is he a registered student? Yes. That's the guidance. Article 1(2)(a) went on and said that the SRC shall be a non-political. It didn't say the members inside should not have political affiliation, but the SRC brand should not be tagged to be political. Now let me give precedence. A.A. Sadat was the former TESCOM president, and he was the same person as the Chief Justice. He sat in Parliament, and myself, I argued that the same TESCOM president being a Chief Justice, and he says that he comes to Parliament to represent a registered association, TESCOM, and he was the same person as the Chief Justice. If there was nothing wrong, and he was able to discharge his duties clear, and we knew he was also a politician by living, and he was able to discharge his duties clear. Now it is a precedent that somebody has been able to do that. So if he is also a politician, as his daily bread, it's a profession. Politician is a profession. And the Constitution didn't bar anybody from a particular profession from carrying any position. Again, they said all registered students. So I think that we should look at the registered student status than he introducing himself and saying he's a politician. Thank you. I saw an hand at the back. Yes, let me take that one. It's okay. Okay, that's fine. Oh, no, let me hear you.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay, there's a hand there. I'm coming. Okay. But a minute. Honorable Nebu Ebenaita, the last time I checked, you are a stranger in this house. The last time I checked, even You are an alumni, close to a year. The last time I checked, when you were an executive member, you were not a member of parliament. So, however, all students, students of Wisconsin can come to parliament. But I don't know your status right now. Are you an imposter? Yeah, the technical men are actually doing technical work, but this one is legal work. Yes, legal work and observing what is happening in the house. I've realized the majority of the members of this honorable house are not privy to certain orders of the house. When Honorable Baba gave a point of order, the honorable member had no idea to whatsoever a point of order was. Quite unfortunately, he's also a senior member of the house. He might be a senior member. He didn't learn well. It wasn't very needed because it was asked a simple question. Can I just go straight for it? I am Alan, blah blah blah. An IT student. It has saved us all this fight. You get it? Okay. So please, as you are a visitor, can you actually take the house through the points? I think it will be fair because the right honorable speaker asked whether I was an imposter. So, at this point, like the honorable is a politician. All right, so let's go through the points of the 3 points that we have. We have the point of information, right? Point of correction and a point of order. The point of information is being given to add on flesh to a debate or to furnish the house with an information. A point of correction is being put up to, as you say, to correct an honorable member or to correct a particular motion. And a point of order is when you are derailing or the honorable member is being untruthful, or aside being untruthful, the honorable member is, as you say, misleading the house. So these are the 3 points that we have. However, there are other motions, written motions that can be brought to the attention of the speaker. Thank you. So, do you want to continue?
Mr. Speaker of the House, if we are learning, we should learn well.
Okay.
That is what you said.